My fourth year of medical school, you try every rotation. And in the multitude of counselors, there's wisdom. So I asked like all the people I looked up to in my life, what do you see me as? And they all said psychiatrist. It was weird. When I did my psychiatry rotation, I actually really enjoyed it. It was fascinating to me, like seeing the kind of what was happening in mental health. So I chose to go into psychiatry, and little did I know I was going to experience every psychiatric condition, become a psychiatrist, and then work, behind the desk, listening to people. And when people got problems, they come to LA. So working as a psychiatrist in LA for 7 years, I would listen to the entire world's problems. And now that I know that there's an electromagnetic field coming from them and an electromagnetic field coming from me, I was blending my fields with the whole world's problems. And learning about the unity of humanity, learning about compassion for every single, what is the root cause of what's happening, and blending my fields. So like at this point, I could sit in a talking circle. It doesn't matter who's talking. It's a homeless person, a prostitute, a billionaire, a schizophrenic. I'm like, me too, man. I've been there. Yeah, I feel that frequency. And then I was learning about, actually Western psychiatry, the system they have for our elders, for our skilled nursing facility. It's worked as a attending at skilled nursing facility for a year. What are they doing with our parents? What's the system set up like? What is these medications actually really doing? Who's actually creating the DSM-5? Are my patients really getting better? Is it really treating the root cause? And so I was going through the psychiatric conditions, experiencing the system as a psychiatrist, learning that actually most of these treatments actually are not even treating the root cause of what's happening. And so 2 weeks before I was about to become a partner at one of LA's biggest hospital firms, I learned about intuition, breath, and that intuition knows before it happens. And so I was meditating instead of eating lunch. 2 weeks about to become a partner at one of LA's biggest hospital firms. Once you become a partner, they got you. Living for a pension, 65, retirement, you're set. Don't have to worry about anything. Difficult to get fired, right? So I was sitting there, put in my 2.5 years or whatever, about to become partner, and I was meditating at lunch, and this intuitive, cognitive, direct cellular knowing came over me. Sam, you're quitting your job today. You're turning in your 2 weeks notice today. I said, hold on, let me double check that. Yeah, let me make sure it's not my mind. And that's been my entire journey until now. It's like, is it my mind, which is a record of the past, or is this my intuition? And can I trust my intuition, my soul, and know that it's not like a loud voice like the mind, it's a quiet knowing. And I double checked it, triple checked it. It's like, no, Sam, this is my intuition. So I went in and I wrote, my 2 weeks notice, turned it in. 1,000 blackbirds flew in front of my office right there in LA, and like a feather fell off. And I picked up this feather and said, oh, it's a sign. I'm on the right path. And my mom asked me, like, what are you going to do? I still had medical school loans. I didn't have a job. I said, Mom, I'm going to go to the beach and I'm going to pray. I'm going to quiet my mind through my breath. And I'm going to ask my heart, my intuition, what do you want to do? And I'm going to do that. And as I started doing that, like this prayer started praying out of me. I didn't even know exactly what it was, but it was like for the liberation of all sentient beings and a new global paradigm of mental health that actually treats the root cause. Show me what I need to see. Tell me what I need to do. And that's been my prayer. And that was, I don't even know, like 7 years ago. And I've just been learning how to pray that prayer in the morning and trying to do my best to get 2 or 3 downloads every day and follow that. And, that's led me on a journey. I call it the most epic love story ever written, the return of souls back to the remembering, into the fold of Source, into the loving arms of Source. And every person is a living record book of Source, fulfilling the original intention of Source, which is to experience itself in many different ways and to bring back a living record book by embodying the soul and embodying itself and back into what New Agers call Akashic Records, Book of Life, whatever you want to call it, to expand the knowledge of the one, of Source experiencing itself in many different ways, coming back with an expanded knowledge. And so that's kind of what led me into psychiatry. I call it my destiny in this lifetime, my dharma.